my name is Xander from Terrytown, and welcome to your 264BH. Starting right up front, you're going to have your retract and extend for your power tongue jack there. When you activate it, your light does turn on. Just in case this ever electrically goes out, you can pull this tab off and manually override it. Coming back to your propane tanks, you have a little supply switch here to choose which propane tank you want to choose from. So for example, this arrow is pointing to the right, it's using this tank. If you want to use the other one, go ahead, flip it to the other side and use this one. So for example, you're using this one runs out, you can go ahead and flip it to the other side. To know it's out, right behind here, you can see the little green tab. That will turn red when it's empty, so when it does, just go ahead and flip it to the other side. Inside here you have pass-through storage. This is going to be your furnace exhaust, so when your furnace is on, all the excess heat will kick out of here. So for little kids or anyone who doesn't know, just make sure they do not touch that, especially when it's on. Coming next to it, this is going to be your fresh tank fill. So all it is a little gravity fill. If you're going out rustic camping or anything like that, you go ahead and fill this up beforehand and then turn on your water pump, and that pump will take this water and give you running water while you're not hooked up to city connection. Just below it, if you do have excess water, go ahead, twist that little cap, and then that will then drain this fresh tank. Moving on, city water connection. When you open this up, this is what you are going to plug into when you get to a campground. So take your camp water, plug it right into here, and then that will then give you running water. The green caps on your tires indicate that your tires are going to be filled with nitrogen. You are able to fill it with regular air. They don't inflate or deflate with temperature change. This right here is going to be your camp power or your shore power. So that's what's going to give you all your power when you're plugged into a campground. This is going to be your outside shower. You have a hot and cold side of the faucet, and then you have your shower head along with the hose all connected inside here. Down here, you are going to have your sewer connection. So on the right side, you're going to have your black tank, which is going to be your toilet. And then the gray tank on your left side, which is going to be showers and sinks. And then just above it, you're going to have your low point drains, which are going to be the two lowest points in your lines. So when you do go to complete empty all the water out of your system, you can go ahead, twist those, and those will drain. Moving back to your sewer system here, what I recommend doing first is the black tank. All you do is pull that, open it up, and then it will start to drain. When it's done draining, take a pressurized water hose, put it into this tank here. This is going to be your black tank flush. This will activate a small sprinkler inside the system to help kind of flush everything that may have gotten stuck out. When you're done with both of those, take your hose out, close the black tank. Then I recommend doing the gray tank last, just because that's the cleanest water out of the two. So that will then kind of give it one nice little flush and wash out before you go ahead and put your hands back on the hose. Cable and satellite input right here. Backup camera prep, so if you do just have to purchase one, this is where that will go. Your water heater. So with this is your anode rod. This is going to protect your tank. So all the hard water will eat at this and not your tank, so you will have to replace this every now and then. But it's a 1 1/16 socket. Put it right in there, make sure it's nice and tight. Once that's in, go to the hot side of your faucet, turn it on, and then that hot side will kind of sputter for a little bit. That's just all the air getting pushed out. So when you do have a steady flow of water, you can go ahead, turn this on, use it whenever. When you're done, go ahead, pull the pressure release. It's gonna hiss. When it's done hissing, go ahead, take your socket, pull this back out. Your water is gonna drain from that little hole. And when you're done, set that there, pull the pressure release down, go ahead, pack it back up. And here you just have a bunch of storage. Moving on, cable and satellite output, just in case you do have a TV outside. You can set that bracket there, hook up the 110 there, and then do the cable satellite right inside there. For your stairs, pretty self-explanatory. Just fold them up, and then you kind of lift up and push in at the same time, and then they will fold in. Otherwise, it's the opposite for going out. Right on top of your awning, you're going to have a black tab. If you pull that black tab off, that is also a manual override for your awning. So if that ever electrically goes out, you can go ahead, pop that off, and move it back in or out. Moving on, this is going to be a 25-foot drinking hose, a 110 adapter, so you are able to plug your unit into your house just in case you do decide you want to start cooling your fridges or something along the lines. Sewer hose, I do recommend getting a upgraded one just because if this cracks or breaks, this is going to obviously start leaking, and this is the last thing you want to start leaking. So get one that's upgraded or indestructible. And then right here, stabilizer, jack, crank. You just stick it right on there and start cranking. Once that's down, you can go ahead and take it off. Along with that, that is also the manual override for your power tongue jack there, so it has 2 features to it. And also with that backup camera, if you do get side view cameras, it'll go right there. Moving inside, you're going to have your awning in and out here. I obviously can't fully extend it because we have another unit there. But otherwise, you have the 2 switches. This left one is going to be for your awning switch, and then the right one is going to be for the inside. Right down here, you are going to have your carbon monoxide detector. With this, that has a little green light that always indicates that it's on as a safety feature. So going along with that, since it's always running, if you do decide to leave your camper for about 3 to 4 days, I do recommend taking the negative end off of your battery just so that little green light doesn't kill it. Moving forward, you are going to have these silver keys, which are going to be your main doors and baggage doors. And then these little black ones are going to be for your outside shower. Over here you have all of your readers. So battery, fresh tank, black tank, gray tank. And then you have your water pump. So like I said, when that water fresh tank is full, you go ahead and flip the water pump on, and then that will then start to suck the water. Then you have 2 elements to your water heater, both gas and electric. So you can decide whatever one you want. If you want the most power, you can do both at the same time, but otherwise it's more of just preference. Open this up. This is going to be your stove and oven. Press, turn, and then ignite. It's just that easy. So once again, press, turn the little flame symbol, and ignite. You always want to turn to the right, because if you do turn to the left, this will snap off. That's why there's arrows. For your oven, it's pretty similar. Just press, turn to the pilot symbol, and then you spark. But the only problem with that, well, it's not really a problem. People just think it's a problem. But the oven will not light right away just because there's no gas purged through the system. So it's going to take a lot more tries than you think to get that actually going. But once it lights, you'll be completely fine. It'll light a lot easier from then on. Light, fan, microwave. And then right here you are going to have your fridge. Right here, it kind of gives you all the different little points. Oh, I accidentally hit that, that's why. But that's where you control your temperature there. Right here is going to be your thermostat, so the heat going. Otherwise you just press, there's no buttons or anything like that. Just tap, fan, cool, furnace, and off. For your radio, it's pretty self-explanatory, everything's muted. Or, sorry, everything's labeled. It was on mute. You control volume with this. You can tap to go between the different, equalizer there. Then you have Bluetooth, AM, FM, aux, and then zone 1 inside speakers, zone 2 outside speakers. Tap, mute, and hold off. For your bathroom, your toilet, you're going to need toilet solution along with RV grade toilet paper. The solution will help break down solids and smells, and then the toilet paper will help break down easier just so they will, it won't clog your lines. Then coming up here, you just pull down, make sure the teeth are a little frozen. There we go. You have to make sure they're in there, and then to turn it on, you just flip the switch. Otherwise, there's not really a whole lot else. There's your little television bracket there, and the hookups right up top. There's not really a whole lot else. If you do have any questions, feel free to email or text me or Jonas, and either of us can help you out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.